It's been a month since the Washington Redskins have played a football game here at FedExField, and what a day to come home to the salute to military service game, the Washington Redskins and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Welcome into Game Time Live, presented by Verizon. I'm your host, Lou Holder, and we have Larry Michael, the voice of the Washington Redskins, joining us at the top of this program. Yes. And Larry, forget the records of these two teams. It's all about salute to service, the military being honored here in a number of ways at FedExField today.
Lou, thank you for being here again today, hosting this show, and I'm on a very short leash. I've got to move on. In fact, I just got a call, but yes, you're 100% right. I had a chance to meet some of the generals here and some of the other folks in attendance, and it's great. They love it, and they really love the fact that the NFL gives their military comrades a little taste of home when they're so far away in some dire straits. So NFL's doing something great, but of course we can't say enough. We can't thank them enough for what they do for us, the members of the military.
Yeah, and here in the Washington, D.C. area, I know they're doing it all over the country, their own salutes to the military, but here in the Washington, D.C. area, it's very special knowing that, our branches of service are all headquartered here.
No doubt about it, and, I think you can talk about Cowboys sometimes, but the Redskins are America's team. If you look at the military and you talk to them and what they've had to say in the conversations we've had, and just hope the Redskins win it today. I know a lot of the military fans of the Redskins would be very happy about that. And thank you, Lou Holder, for having me on your show. I apologize, but I must run.
Don't ever apologize, Larry. You are the voice of the Washington Redskins, have many responsibilities. Thank you to Larry. Michael coming in on Game Time Live, presented by Verizon. And as Larry leaves, we have a very, very special guest here on this Salute to Military Service Day. Captain Andrew Ehrenfeld from the Marines is here joining us. And thank you so much for serving and for everything that you do for our country.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be on the field today to not only represent the Marine Corps, but the U.S. as well, on the field here with the Redskins. So,
the love affair that the military has with the game of football and vice versa, it's very, very special. You guys provide a lot of support to one another. Obviously, they like competing and playing for cities just like you guys compete for country, and what we do. But it's also when you're away from home, to see a little bit of taste of home, it's usually football.
Yes, sir. It definitely is. And I think for all the men and women overseas, it's a great, time to be able to come together, watch the games, and they represent, the fight on the field. They have to work together as a team, fight for the man to the left and to the right. Very similar to what we do in the Marine Corps. It's about taking care of each other, and, that's what it's all about, just to get the job done at the end of the day. So.
Right. Captain, I have to ask you a question. Is there a lot of trash talking that goes on between you guys? Because, you guys are from certain cities and whatnot, and I know you all are in the same branch of the military fighting for us. Sure. But, when a Washington Redskin is playing a Tampa Bay Buccaneer and you got a guy from Tampa and a guy from D.C., tell me, be honest with me, is there some trash talking that goes on?
I would say there's a lot of trash talking, but I'm going to be more honest with you and admit I'm a huge Giants fan. Huge Giants fan. I'm honored to be here on the field today. I got the Redskins defense on my fantasy team today, so hopefully, they could do well. But ultimately, it's Eli Manning and the Giants all the way.
There you go. Being honest. So are you, the military guys a lot in the fantasy football too? I mean, is it something that you all do?
Oh no, yeah. For sure, we're definitely into it. Makes us more competitive than we already are. And we could, talk more about the game, helps us get involved more, and it helps us take our mind off of work, which is always a good thing. So,
for our audiences watching Game Time Live presented by Verizon, what made you get into the military, and what's been your biggest reward?
Sure. Biggest thing was just, I wanted to serve. I wanted to see the world and serve the country, and just, try to make the world a better place. And the biggest reward is just being able to lead the Marines every day, those young men and women that sacrifice so much, volunteer to deploy in harm's way, and just to be able to lead them and know that you're responsible for them, both on duty and off duty. It's just an awe-inspiring thing, and definitely humbles me every day.
Right. So today we're going to have a flyover. The whole field is going to be filled with the flag. I mean, do you get even a little taken back, or is there goosebumps knowing that, wow, all this is for us?
Definitely. Yes, sir. No, definitely brings you chills, and it's a reminder of those that have gone before us to allow us to be here and, do what we do. So it's an honorable thing, and, it just always helps us to remember the sacrifices of those that have, made by those that come before us.
Thank you so much, Captain.
Thank you very much.
Captain Andrew Ehrenfeld from the Marines joining us on this special salute to service game, the Washington Redskins and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here from FedExField, as we get out and we see Robert Griffin III on the 20-yard line in his military. He has military background. Robert Griffin III, military parents. He's all decked out, and as we look at Robert Griffin III, we have the big one, the sexy one here, Chris Russell. Man, it's been a long time since I've seen you, my friend. It's been a month. Why don't we step in? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Look, here he is in all of his glory. It's Chris Russell. So we've been talking about this salute to military, salute to service game. What a great do. Not only here in Washington, D.C., but all over the country. I mean, we do great stuff with breast cancer awareness too, but the league does real good stuff with the salute to service.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and as well they should. I mean, clearly a lot of members of the military, both past and present here. We know, what happened last night at the team hotel and who spoke to the team and what impact that could potentially have.
Some of the people here on the audience don't know, so now that you've told that, let's take us through that.
Well, the person that, they say reportedly shot and killed Osama bin Laden met with the team last night. People can check out pictures. I know Andrew put a bunch of pictures up at Redskins. A bunch of the players have them. Robert Griffin III has them. So he spoke and met with the team last night at the team hotel. I assume he'll be here today. I'm not sure about that.
I did see him.
Okay,
right.
So that obviously, what kind of motivational factor that has. He's a big Redskins fan, so the team not just bringing him in for no reason, but can they get on a 7-game roll? It all starts today. As Robert said earlier this week, you got to do one game at a time. All you're looking for is 1-0. Don't worry about San Francisco and Indianapolis. Worry about today and do your job.
So you brought up a good point, because you do have a 1-8 team versus a 3-6 team, but that 1-8 team, Tampa Bay, they were a couple of overtime games away from winning some more games. So you cannot be overlooking this team at all.
No, not at all. On both sides of the football. Lou, they spent a lot of money, Tampa did, in free agency, and quite honestly, it hasn't come to fruition just yet. They've had some injuries, there's no doubt about it. One of those big free agent acquisitions was Alteron Werner, their starting corner. He is not going to play today. Neither is Doug Martin, a high draft pick from a couple of years ago. The muscle hamster who had that big rookie season, he is not going to play today. But guys have not produced up to their previous capabilities. Now, what does that mean? That means the Redskins could either continue that trend, or they could all wake up for one game at FedExField. Let's hope that scenario does not happen. This Tampa Bay team, very, very talented. Doesn't mean they're good. They're very talented.
Okay. I know you have a lot of responsibilities today, so I won't keep you long, but who's up, who's down, and what are you looking for as far as storylines from this 1-8 versus 3-6 matchup?
All right, let's do the inactives first. Kirk Cousins, Stephen Bowen, Aldrick Robinson, Santana Moss, Spencer Long, cornerback Greg Ducre, and Tyler Columbus, offensive tackle. And that means Leonard Hankerson makes his season debut and plays for the first time since November 18th, 2013, a little under a year ago, in Philadelphia, where he tore his ACL and MCL. So that's a great story. I think Hank can help them. He can play inside, but look for him, especially on third down, in whatever role they kind of use him as an outside guy, can play both sides of the field, the X and the Z. Also, that means Logan Paulson is active and ready to go. That was an injury situation that was a factor and a worry for the Redskins, but he is active. And as far as storylines go, look, they cannot turn the football over, period. They have averaged more than 2 turnovers a game since the start of the 2013 season. That's second in the NFL in terms of most turnovers. You cannot turn the ball over and give Tampa Bay, a team with talent, you can't give them a reason to believe.
Okay, before you leave, I mean, you know this guy right over here,
no,
right?
I have no idea who he is.
This is Tarik ElBashir from Comcast Sports. That we all. No, you don't have to bend out. Why is he bending out of the way? I don't understand. You're on television. I want to get both of you. I'm trying. No, I'm trying to get you both on. See. So listen. I want to ask you guys, as far as when we cover this team, right? We do cover this team. and we go through the ups and downs. But when we see stuff like the salute to military service, even we get a little geeked up. That like, wow, these guys are playing the game for our enjoyment, but these guys are for our protection.
Yeah, you know, I like seeing all the service members out here getting special treatment because, you know, their life it's hard. You know, I know a lot of people who are in the military, moving around, getting sent off to Afghanistan and other places, and for them to come out here and have a good time and, I mean, get down here and meet some of their heroes, right. You know, and when they're the real heroes, it's pretty special. Right.
Guys, before I let you both go, you know, it's always around this time where we have to think, well, is this a seasonal rescue mission or salvation, you know, like a rescue mission, you know?
Yeah.
Or are we doing something else? Where are we now? I mean,
at 3-6, mathematically, there still is hope. If you lose this game, you're starting to look at 2015, right. No doubt about it.
Right.
Win today. Let's not worry about 7-game winning streaks and what you have to do. Win today.
I agree, Chris.
Win today and let everything else then fall into place because the next 2 games are going to be brutally, brutally difficult. If you start thinking about next week in San Francisco, 2 weeks in Indianapolis, you will lose today.
Totally agree.
Thank you, gentlemen. I know you have a lot to do. Tarik ElBashir from Comcast Sportsnet, ESPN's Chris Russell joining here on Gametime Live presented by Verizon. And as we have our last member of our esteemed crew come in here, it is Andrew Walker, the one and only from Redskins.com, and show us the program for today. Nice. Pierre Garçon with the camouflage of the game day. Tell us why we did that today.
Yeah, well, Pierre, he's on the game ticket, so that's kind of the theme throughout the year. But obviously, you know, a lot of people know Pierre has a diverse background. You know, his family's from Haiti. He's from, you know, southeastern Florida. So it's kind of about how he's been in that underdog role throughout his entire career. He was in here. He was always picked last for neighborhood football games when he was a kid. But when they would start playing, you know, he would show off that speed, show off those hands, and then he wouldn't be picked last anymore. He went to a couple D3 schools in college, and then, you know, he got invited to the Combine, got picked in the 6th round by the Colts. His career's taken off from there. So
see me wearing my my little band here. You're wearing yours. Salute to military service. Could you tell us some of the things that are going to be going on today for our people watching on the internet?
Yeah, so it's our only home game of the month. So it's Salute to Service. It's our Salute to Service game presented by USAA. They do a great job. Military appreciation sponsor for the Redskins. And, you know, all kinds of stuff going on. We've got pregame with the national anthem being sung by Vicky Golding of the U.S. Army. The big full-size flag.
Full field flag today, guys. Full field flag.
That's always cool. Military flyover. We're expecting a flyover. Those are always cool. And then plenty of stuff throughout the game. 2nd quarter, halftime, 3rd quarter, all kinds of stuff. So,
are you moved just like I am? I mean, I just feel the presence. Even though it's a 3-6 team playing a 1-8 team, it's giving thanks to the people who are protecting our lives.
Yeah, and you know, with Redskins Salute, it's, you know, it's been driven home more this year maybe than ever with the official club for the Redskins. Sure. That, you know, how much these people really matter, how much, you know, their service means to everyone, their sacrifice, and, you know I personally try to thank anytime I can, and, you know, thanks to anyone watching who's served that sacrifice. So
absolutely, thank you so much, Andrew Walker from Redskins.com. Andrew Walker has weighed in. We had Tarik ElBashir and Chris Russell also weigh in. We had Captain Andrew Ehrenfeld from the Marines, and we had Larry Michael all checking in as the Washington Redskins get ready to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on this special Salute to Service Day. A special salute to all the people in the military who serve our country. We thank you. We thank you from Gametime Live presented by Verizon and the Washington Redskins. Enjoy the game between the Washington Redskins and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.